talk show, Uganda's leading talk show on issues to do with health. And we take so much attention to this because we know that your health is your wealth. Thank you so much for allowing us room this evening with your family and friends to listen to us. And I promise we shall not disappoint. And this evening is a very special one of September. We were celebrating the World Physiotherapy Day. I know you've heard of that terminology, and I know a number of us may be having an idea of what that exactly means, and some of us do not know. Now, for those who do not know, tonight is the night when all the scales will fall off your eyes. Very, very dear friends of mine, but most importantly, people that are knowledgeable about physiotherapy. And to my extreme left is Mr. Jonas Mwesije. He is a senior physiotherapist at Mulago National Referral Hospital and is the chairperson of Uganda Physiotherapy, Occupational Therapy and Speech Therapy Board. He also runs private practice at Mutiaba Orthopedic Clinic that is found on the Nick building right in the city center. Welcome, Jonas, to the show.
Good evening, viewers. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Jonas. And right in the middle with us tonight is Miss Helena Masembe. She's a senior cardiorespiratory therapist, physiotherapist, working with the Uganda Heart Institute, which is located at the Mulago National Referral Hospital. She also doubles as the vice president of the Uganda Association of Physiotherapy. Helen, you're welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes.
Good evening, viewers. I'm very happy to be here.
Helen, what is physiotherapy?
Physiotherapy is a branch of medicine that aims at development and restoration of a function, a person's function and physical ability.
Okay.
Yeah, so when we talk about physiotherapy, we are looking at a person as a whole. We look at physiotherapy, looks at prevention, it looks at health promotion, treatment, and rehabilitation. the Uganda Institute of Allied Health and Management Sciences,
there you get a
Mulago.
diploma.
There you get a diploma.
Okay.
But you also have an extension program in Mengo Hospital at Ekure, Ernest Cook Ultrasound and Research Education Institute.
Wow, so those are the three major training institutions of physiotherapy in Uganda.
We have one coming up in Rubaga Hospital.
Wow. So for all along I thought, because you know every time I am moving around town, on a day, if I take any road, I can count like, in a space of 5 kilometers, I can count like 20 massage parlors. Ecstasy massage parlor, over the moon massage parlor. So are you guys responsible for the massage parlors? Jonas, as we come to a close of this first section of our presentation,
now,
tell me about these massage parlors in 30 seconds.
I would like to expound on the physiotherapist.
Okay.
Physiotherapist is a professional on its own entity.
It's a professional course on its own entity, okay?
What do I mean? It has a career path, whereby you can start on a diploma, but the sky is the beginning, not the limit.
Not the limit, wow.
Whereby you can get your master's.
Okay.
And do your PhD.
PhD.
Wow.
Now currently, Uganda is not doing quite well in the academic field of physiotherapy.
How many trained physiotherapists do we have in Uganda?
We have about 400.
400, but we have only 2 with doctorate.
Ah, so those 400 include bachelors, masters, but only 2.
With a PhD.
Wow.
Because now it is quite expensive.
Okay.
To attain that, you have to go to South Africa, or you attain it from abroad.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Now,
this has been quite exciting. We're going to come back, and when we come back, Helen and Jonas are going to tell us about the mushrooming massage parlors in Kampala and all over the country. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a moment.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that amidst the difficult times of the pandemic, routine immunization for all children under 5, those eligible for HPV vaccines, and women of childbearing age is still going on in all our health facilities. Parents and caregivers, take all your children for immunization as per their schedule. All vaccines are safe, effective, and free. Remember to observe the COVID-19 prevention measures as you go for immunization services. Wear a mask properly, covering your mouth and nose. Wash your hands regularly with soap and clean water, or use an alcohol-based sanitizer. Maintain a physical distance of at least 2 meters from others and avoid crowds. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from partners. You are watching the Doctalk Show.
I smile when I think of you, Uganda, my home. My home, I dance when I look at you, Uganda, my home. Oh, my Uganda.
I know, with you I'll always stay forever. I know, because I feel that we belong together. My home. On my heart, mommy, oh my Uganda.
Hey, mama.
My Uganda.
Oh,
my Uganda.
oh,
my Uganda. My Uganda. Nigukunda. Uganda. Amari, alemira. My Uganda.
At MTN, we look forward to starting another exciting journey together to grow our home, Uganda.
You are watching the Doctalk Show.
Dr. Joseph Gavin, your host tonight. In studio with me is Helen and Jonas, and today we are discussing physiotherapy. Please invite your friends, share the link. Actually, we are airing live on our Facebook channel. We are airing live on our YouTube channel, the Doctalk Show. Share the link with your friends, invite them. If you have any questions, please jot them down on the link down below in the comment section on our social media platforms, and we'll get back to you. Jonas, when we broke off, you were telling us about the many massage parlors. Excitement massage parlor, over the moon massage parlor, ecstasy massage parlor. Is this a section of the Association of Physiotherapy of Uganda?
No, thank you, doctor.
Yes.
Now, the issue of massage parlor has been quite a thorn with the Uganda Association of Physiotherapy.
Okay.
And here we've come with a strategy where we want some regulation, whereby we want anybody who tags himself or herself as a physiotherapist in the first place must be a qualified person.
Okay.
But here, the word physiotherapy and physiotherapists are just used anyhow.
So we don't have physiotherapists in the massage parlors?
Unless some physiotherapist comes with that component, but as physiotherapists, ours is what we call soft tissue manipulation.
Okay.
Which is termed as massage. And that is just a small component in the whole management of a patient.
Okay.
Because when we come, why do we say these massage parlors are not good for your life? First of all, somebody comes to you, you have no competent information about the person who has come.
Their health, whether they have any chronic condition or not.
And once you just see the undresses, you see the bumps and the heels in their legs, you say, I will squeeze these ones. These are varicose veins, whereby they are very contraindicated.
Wow. Jonas,
Yes,
so who regulates the massage parlors?
these are...
Do you have an idea?
No. That's why we are coming in as an association. We are last year before 2 years ago before the COVID, we hosted the Deputy Speaker of Parliament.
Now the Speaker.
Now the Speaker.
Okay.
And he was so supportive about the need for regulation.
Regulation.
Now, why we said that one of his colleagues even lost a limb because of those massage parlors.
Wow.
And we are not pointing fingers.
Okay.
But the concern is to safeguard the public.
The public.
We give proper information. If you go there, the masseurs, who are very few, because these are trained, and we have no training institution
of masseuse. That's
they,
a professional
they do what we call recreational massage.
Okay.
Just relaxation. But the experience has been that the way they do it is quite very vigorous.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jonas. Helen.
Yes, please.
Your last take on that, as you used to tell us about the Association of Physiotherapy of Uganda.
What I can say about massage parlors is that let everyone who goes there know that they are going there at their risk.
Okay.
Not because we are pointing fingers. For every person who works on your body must be a professional, must have trained and knows the anatomy, the physical makeup
of your body.
And then how the systems work in your body. So not just to reach there, say I have back pain, then someone squeezes you and does all they want only to come out and you're paralyzed. So what am I saying is, I've never heard of a training institute here that trains massage therapists or masseurs. And what we have heard of them abroad in those countries, they are very important people. Here, I think these are business people. And you're asking about the body that regulates them. I don't know, but because I think they are business people, I want to think they fall under KCCA. Yeah, so we are planning to go there, talk to KCCA, and see how we can regulate. But for me, I urge public to always find out their certificate. Are they trained people? What have they trained in? Do they know what they are doing? If you think they're harming you, go out there, go seek a physiotherapist, talk to the doctor. They will advise you.
Wow. So, Madam Vice President, the Association of Physiotherapy.
Thank you, Doctor. So, the Association of Physiotherapy is an umbrella body that brings us as Ugandan physiotherapists together. And why do we come together? We come together as a body to enjoy different things together, training, CMEs, and those other things, and a sense of belonging. So the Uganda Association of Physiotherapists was mainly founded to create awareness, to lobby, to influence policies for physiotherapists. Our offices are found in Mulago Hospital at the School of Physiotherapists.
Does the association have any influence on the training of physiotherapists in Uganda?
Yes. If we find what we do, we work together with the Allied Health Professionals Council, where we subscribe to. It was founded by an act of parliament. Yeah, so if we have issues in training, whatever we find out, we just take and report to the Allied Health Professionals Council.
Jonas, please tell us, do you have any celebrations in Uganda? What was the theme of the day for this 2021? Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor.
Take it away.
Now, World Physiotherapy Day was assigned by World Health Organization in 1996, and why it was specifically given 8th September, that was the day when World Physiotherapy was formed in 1951. So every year we have different themes. Now, because of this current pandemic, World Physiotherapy saw it fit that the theme for rehabilitation and long COVID.
Wow. So you will be talking, basically looking at the relevance of physiotherapy in the management of long COVID.
Now, what do we mean by long COVID? Long COVID, where some literature calls it post-COVID-19 condition. These are symptoms a patient who has suffered from COVID-19 presents, and he is testing negative. His or her CPR is negative, but he still has symptoms. Whereby he has difficulty in breathing. He presents with chest pain. The fatigue is so much. We again have what we call post-exhaustion syndrome.
Symptom exacerbation.
Whereby this one is quite challenging. Now this is where the physiotherapist is needed.
So basically what you're trying to say that long COVID is the fact that in spite somebody has actually tested negative for COVID after the infection, they're still having very many symptoms. The body is weak, you know, some issues to do with breathing, body pains among those other symptoms.
12 weeks and beyond.
Beyond 12 weeks and beyond after the infection.
Yes.
Wow. And so for this particular year, the World Physiotherapy Day was focusing on the relevance of physiotherapy in helping these, our family members, our friends, our colleagues who are suffering from long COVID. Yeah, we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back, and Helen and Jonas will be telling us more about long COVID and physiotherapy. Stay tuned. Please share the link, the Doctalk Show on Facebook, the Doctalk Show on YouTube. And if you have any questions, please comment in the link below. See you in a moment.
You are watching the Doctalk Show.
Uganda, today is a great day to work towards your dreams. Dial star 185 star 7 hash and select savings to save as low as 500 Ugandan shillings on regular savings or 250,000 Ugandan shillings for fixed deposits. Airtel Money Super Saver is powered by KCB Bank Uganda. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless. T's and C's apply.
You are watching the Doctalk Show.
Yeah, welcome back. It's Dr. Joseph Gavin Nyanzi, again, your host, this Thursday evening. And in studio with me is Helen and Jonas, senior physiotherapists. Please remind your friends and family to tune in to UBC or to go to our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. We are airing live now. Please leave your comments and share the link. Let people join the discussion. Before we went for the break, Helen, Jonas told us that the theme for this year's World Physiotherapy Day is long COVID and rehabilitation. Yeah. So we are looking at the relevance of physiotherapy in the management of long COVID. I want to inform our viewers, COVID is still real, and actually we are still using our masks. We only took them off for this show, and all my colleagues here, we have all been vaccinated twice, so there is a layer of protection, but actually immediately after the show, we are going to put back our masks. Let's keep doing the SOPs, guys. Let's not take anything for granted. COVID is still out there. Across the border, I was reading the other day, in Kenya, cases are rising up again. So we need to keep very, 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 very cautious. So Helen, long COVID and physiotherapy. You said 12 weeks. Symptoms, COVID-like symptoms in a person who has suffered from COVID and has been cured. After 12 weeks, that's when we begin talking about long COVID. Please, take us away. How do we come in as physiotherapists?
Thank you, Doctor.
And maybe you begin at the point of the symptoms that Jonas hinted on before we broke off.
Yes, some of the symptoms mentioned were chest pain, chest tightness, fatigability. Then we have post-exertion, symptom exacerbation.
Post-exertion, that means that somebody gets tired very fast?
Yes, upon doing something.
Yes, and they begin.
Even just a conversation,
palpitation.
then they begin breathing with difficulty.
Okay.
Then we have breathing problems. Then we have general body weakness, muscle pains, joint pains, among other symptoms. These symptoms have been there when someone contracted COVID-19. 12 weeks later, they test negative, but the symptoms are persisting. So that is where we come in.
Okay.
So we look at the problems of this person and then devise means of how to help them. World Health Organization advised that despite the presence and persistence of these symptoms, we should advise patients, people to try slowly and go back to their normal lives.
Okay.
Go back to what they were doing, but slowly.
Okay.
So what does a physiotherapist do in this case? We teach these, we have a series of exercises we do. We assess you and we find out your problem. When we talk of symptoms, we don't mean that everyone will present with all these symptoms. People are special, so we manage them according to how they present.
Yeah.
For example, if someone has problems with breathing, we shall do a series of chest or breathing exercises. And then we teach them, because when you're weak, when your chest respiratory muscles are weak, you'll have problems.
Okay.
When your diaphragm muscles are weak, you'll have problems.
Okay.
When you have airway secretions, When your lungs are not expanding properly, breathe in, breathe out, you do not have a good lung expansion, you will have problems.
Okay.
So what we do, we tailor exercises basing on the needs of this patient.
What would you do for somebody who is complaining of palpitations? Before COVID, they didn't have palpitations, but now, just walking slightly, the heart beats so fast. How would you handle such a person?
First of all, I would send this person to the doctor.
Okay.
We are working as a team.
Okay.
I will send this person to a doctor because the doctor is an expert in this and will run a series of checks.
Echo and the
ECG.
They are all okay.
Yes.
So now the doctor refers them to you.
And they are all okay.
Yeah, they're all fine. No heart problem.
So we do what is called pacing. We teach this patient how to pace.
Okay.
So we first find out, we assess this patient. For example, I walk 5 feet and I cannot breathe. The heart is I'm having palpitations. We shall train you to first find out what worsens your symptoms. Walking like up to maybe 2 meters. Then World Health Organization recommends that you teach this person to pace. Do small activities and you rest. Activity with rest. Do small activities, rest more. But do not just sleep there and do nothing. Because these problems don't go away with sleep or rest.
So eventually the heart goes
Eventually the heart, you are exercising it, the heart is a muscle, it is responding to the exercises. Okay. So we teach this person to do small activities and rest. We prioritize activities. That is what they call pacing.
Thank you very much, Helen. Helen is talking about the heart and the lungs. Jonas, what other issues do these people with long COVID have with their muscles? The hands, the legs, or the extra abdominal and chest muscles?
What makes the muscles, the joints pain is mainly because COVID affects the lungs.
Okay.
And once the lungs are affected, the gaseous exchange, which is oxygen,
is also affected.
So it is not easily carried away to the extremities.
Okay.
So, and with oxygen deficiency, the nutrients are not well catered for those extremities. And it mainly affects the lung tissue. And to add on, my colleague, when she talked of COVID, long COVID, even when the active one, when they are still infected and admitted, chest physiotherapy is very important.
Wow.
The earlier, the better.
Okay.
Because once the lung tissue is damaged, we don't want scarring. What we call
formation of scars in the lung.
Cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
So to minimize on that, we start with those ones who are still very active, because we have categories of management.
Yes.
We have those ones of community-based management, whereby the Ministry of Health could not cope with the number of COVID patients
in the hospitals.
Those ones who could walk, where their oxygen saturation was quite good, they could be advised to stay at home.
Okay.
So, but you could find that they have issues with the muscle pains, even when they reach a stage of being free from COVID, whereby post-COVID condition, which we call long COVID, we find that they are still have muscle aches.
Wow.
Their muscles, they can't even move a distance. As my colleague elaborated on activity pacing, whereby because we have some measures like a 6-minute walk.
Okay.
Now, if I want to take that patient through that, I can, instead of 6 minutes, I can achieve it within 20 minutes.
Wow.
In order for him to
catch up again.
to perform that.
So you do that gradually?
You build slowly, and we monitor their heart rate.
Wow.
As you asked, what do we do? The heart rate increases because of the COVID also affects the heart.
True.
So with poor gaseous exchange and the heart is not functioning well, all the systems are just at, they are so much disturbed, you find that this person can't, their heart rates are so high that they need to be monitored.
Wow.
Then why do you need a physiotherapist? Because when they just say, go and do exercises, this person is, the exhaustion is triggered by activity. That's why.
So that's why you need a physiotherapist to
take
help
you
them
through the process.
Gradually.
Gradually.
Thank you so much, Jonas. I hope we are all following, and I know some of you that are watching, you've been wondering, probably already visited a number of clinics and you don't know what's happening. You were declared cured of COVID probably 2 months ago, but you're still having issues. There is a place for physiotherapy in helping you get out of this. Thank you for tuning in. We are taking a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Show profiles Uganda's healthcare sector. On the Doctalk show today, like a first car on a mission, the Uganda National Health Laboratory Services is on a mission to provide accurate, reliable, and dependable diagnosis to disease prevention, management, and control. As the experts explain in the following expose.
I am Dr. Isaac Swanyana. I'm a specialist in infectious and tropical diseases with a PhD from London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine.
And I'm Navunya Masi. I manage the sickle cell lab. With the sickle cell lab, we are mainly looking at samples for infants from the highly burdened areas. That is from the survey that we had in 2014. And some of those areas, just a snapshot. We have some areas from the north, like Lira, Gulu, Kitgum. We also have some areas in the east and the far east, Jinja, Tororo, Katakwi, and the central part of Uganda. Those are the areas that we're looking at when we're looking at the early infant diagnosis for the children.
The Uganda National Health Laboratory Services laboratory has two functions. One, the coordination, leadership and the coordination of lab services across the country, and providing reference services for those specialized laboratory services that we provide from here. So the services that provided here, that we use this high technology, include those early infant diagnosis for HIV, HIV viral load, hepatitis, including COVID.
When the samples come in, we run the samples and the results are sent back through the RDS.
These are kind of tests that you can't set up this kind of equipment across the country, but we have built a system that allows us to give access to every Ugandan services of this kind of lab. So even the people in Kalamoja, for example, are able to access the results coming from these high technology laboratory services through the National Sample Transport Network that we have set up, collecting samples across the countries and delivering them here.
The importance of having early infant diagnosis, when the child is identified earlier on, it is given the care and we want it to live longer. But if it's not identified, then we shall lose them at an early stage. We do a number of, in a week we do about 3,200 samples or more, but that is the average because we're only looking at specific districts, not the whole of Uganda. I'm sure if we were doing the whole of Uganda, we'll be having more than that, but we don't have enough facilitation to do the whole of Uganda.
This lab operates at international standards. It's accredited against ISO 15189, and we're accredited by the SANAS. The lab is also a WHO qualified lab for pre-qualification of molecular diagnostic test. So when before WHO can certify a test, this is one of the lab where we are able to test and determine if the manufacturer's claims are true and if the tests are consistently giving good results before WHO can pronounce. So this lab is able to do up to 2 million tests in a year, molecular tests.
We have this. This does the punching of the samples into what we call microwave plates. Then we elute the samples and then we run them on these small machines. They look small, but they run about 80 samples. Each machine runs 80 samples per hour. After that 1 hour, we do the fixing, staining, and then we dry using this machine, which takes about 4 hours, and we are able to interpret the results after that.
We are able to do all the viral load monitoring for patients on ART across the country from this lab. We're able to do HIV testing for babies born to HIV positive mothers. We're able to monitor viral load for patients who have hepatitis B and are on medication, on top of many other tests. We also have labs like the National Microbiology Reference Lab. This is a lab we use to do investigations of outbreak diseases that are bacteriological in nature. We shall get to see this lab. And we also use that lab to monitor antimicrobial drug resistance. So as people use antibiotics often, and especially in a way that abuses the antibiotics, the drugs stop becoming effective. So we use this lab to do surveillance for drug effectiveness across the country to the different microorganisms, and we are able to devise a policy on how to use these antibiotics. We also support quality assurance for the labs in the lower health facilities, and we give technical support. We are able to use the data we collect across the country and make sense of it, and we use that data to inform guidelines and policies by the Ministry of Health. And we are also able to use this lab as a cornerstone for the training and mentorship health workers in the lower health facilities.
You are watching the Doctalk Show.
Good morning, Mr. Murisa. My name is Dr. Buramu, the District Veterinary Officer here.
Good to meet you. Doctor, we are facing a big challenge of foot and mouth disease here.
Don't worry. I have an important message for you today. Foot and mouth disease is causing a serious impact on your livelihoods, but it can be stopped. You as a farmer has the biggest role to play to ensure your livestock remains healthy. Your animals are your livelihood, and so you need to take every action possible to guard your business, your livelihood, and your family. Animal quarantines fuel poverty, and they will continue if we do not protect our farms from such infections, what we vets call farm biosecurity. The government is doing everything possible to control animal diseases, especially FMD, but needs your help, Mr. Murisa. Healthy animals are more productive and will open better and higher value markets for you nationally, regionally, and for international exports. The foundation for better animal health is to ensure your livestock are fed and watered well. Your animals will grow and not suffer from less disease if you also provide supplementary feeding. You need to feed your livestock on silage, hay, and forage instead of complete free range that exposes them to diseases. Increased production of your livestock will mean better household incomes, well-nourished animals, high productivity, and a health herd.
This message is brought to you by...
You are watching the Doctalk Show.
Welcome back to the Doctalk Show. Thank you so much for keeping it here with us, or live on UBC TV, live on our social media platforms, the Doctalk Show, Facebook, the Doctalk Show, YouTube. And as we come to a close this evening, I want to give special thanks and recognition of our team, the Kwizi Mali production team. Thank you for the good work that you're doing to make this show available to all Ugandans. And for those of you that need anything to do with production, these are the guys to go to. Anything to do with documentaries, Quiz Mali are the guys to go to. They are the best in the field out there. Still in studio with me is Helen and Jonas, senior physiotherapists, both based at the Mulago National Referral Hospital. And we've been discussing long COVID. It could be your mother, your brother, your friend who were declared well 2 months ago, but they're still having issues. And you've taken all manners of medicines and things are not happening. So they've been discussing that. And Helen,
Yes, doctor.
long COVID. Some people are in their bed, even 2 months down the road, they are still, they find it very hard to get out of their bed.
Correct.
So how do we, how do you help us with this?
We had mentioned some of the symptoms that linger on is weakness, muscle weakness, joint pains. So we have a series of exercises called muscle strengthening exercises.
Okay.
There are those for the general body, and then we have those ones that target specific muscle groups. So when someone is weak, please don't just sleep in bed. The bed is going to make you weaker. Get out of your bed, look for a physiotherapist. These are the exercises we do. We assess you, and then slowly take you through a series of exercises. There could be exercises to walk, to help you walk. There could be exercises to strengthen the muscles. But the reason we do this is to help you go back to your normal life. Be an active person.
Sure.
Contribute to the economy of the country. So we do these exercises and then train you to do them at the comfort of your home. So these people also have problems of gait problems. They are not able to walk.
While moving.
Balance and coordination is lost. So we also train. We have different gadgets that we use to slowly get this person going and moving.
Okay.
Yes. Usually some people also have become weak. The lower part of the lower half of their body is weak, what we call paresis.
Okay.
We also train them, stimulate the nerve action, stimulate muscle activity, and slowly get them back on road.
Wow.
Yes. Then those also some people are having chest tightness. People are depressed and stressed because, by the way, people they used to be stigmatized back in their homes. When they hear you got COVID, I don't know what's happening now, but before, if you get COVID, people don't even want to look at you.
Wow.
That person is depressed, they are stressed. We have what we call relaxation exercises. We have techniques. We teach people to relax through exercises.
Which helps to beat depression.
Yes.
Along with the help of psychologists.
Yes. Psychologists, psychiatrists, medical doctors prescribe medication. And for us, we come in to teach you on how to relax.
Wow.
We teach you techniques, exercises, we can teach you positioning, we can even advise you to listen to music, watch a good movie. All this is aiming at causing you relaxation and coming down on your depression.
Wow.
Yes.
Jonas,
Thank you.
what other point of, in a few minutes, maybe two, what else what are you handling in the National Referral Hospital with these long COVID patients?
When we are dealing with long COVID and rehabilitation, here rehabilitation we refer to a valuation of a set of variations focusing mainly on functioning activities of daily life. Where one can't cope, we adjust.
Okay.
And the aim is to make sure that one is able to go back to our workplace, one is able to go back to our recreational. If he's an elite athlete, the athletes and the footballers, they are able to go back to their former activities.
Wow.
And we tailor it in small bits so as a patient can cope.
Wow.
Now, with this long COVID now at Mulago, we have level 4.
Okay.
The patients are free from COVID infection.
Infection, yes.
And we have, one time we had 20. Now currently they are 12.
Okay.
Now what they all need is social support.
Social support?
From the relatives. In any case, they are supposed to be given a special ward where even the relatives should come and interact with them.
Okay.
Because they were discharged, they are COVID-free, but the symptoms have persisted. Some, the loss of breathlessness has continued. They are so fatigued. They lack mental concentration.
So you help them as a team to address all those issues.
All these issues.
Wow.
And here they've realized that now physiotherapists is needed more in this very particular type of patients.
Wow.
Because it is mainly rehabilitation and social support, and the psychologists can come in to allay fears of the concerns of those patients.
Wow, thank you very much. This is quite very enlightening, even to us, the medical practitioners. I think the message is so clear to you. Do not struggle and die with the patient alone. There is a role that the physiotherapists have got to play in the recovery, total recovery of the post-COVID patients. Those that have been coming to your clinic, refer them to the physiotherapists. Helen, we are coming to a close. And at this time, I usually tell my guests, call to action. What do you have to tell the viewers out there, the primary school teachers, the border riders, the politicians who have suffered from COVID and are struggling with issues now, and everybody that is watching us today?
Thank you, Doctor.
And
thank you, viewers. I kindly advise the viewers, or call upon the viewers, to always remember to love themselves. Because if you're not healthy, you're not wealthy.
Wow.
Where there is disease, you have to work hard to fix it. We are urging you all to always remember to seek advice, seek help from a medical professional. Don't just go out there. Everyone who says, for me, I know how to do this, for me, I can massage you. No. Don't fear to come to hospitals. Physiotherapists are found everywhere, from the national referrals to the regional referrals to the private hospitals. We have physiotherapists. If you're there and you suffered COVID and you still have these symptoms we've talked about, please come, we shall help you. And then lastly, for those that have that are students, that have children that are going to the university, physiotherapy is a profession that where the sky is not the limit.
Wow.
Please apply, train, and join us in the field. We are enjoying ourselves, and we are happy to be physiotherapists.
Awesome. Join us in a minute. Call to action.
Thank you.
Something you have for the leaders, the government of Uganda. Anything you need them to be done for the Physiotherapy Association.
Viewers, we always say health starts at home. Let us observe SOPs right from home to our workplace, and the general public is advised, let them not fear to be vaccinated.
Okay.
Here we are talking to you. 5 months ago, I was vaccinated, I'm still fine.
Okay.
So now, when it comes to the issue of government, my humble plea for government, the number of physiotherapists in the hospitals is so low.
Okay.
And with this pandemic, right from the word go, when the patient is admitted, the physiotherapist is so much needed. Then with this long COVID...
So we need more physiotherapists. That is the call of action from Jonas, to to our leaders in government. The number is very, very limited across the country. Thank you so much, Jonas, for taking off time to join us on the Doctalk show. I believe people are asking many questions and probably will have you next time. Thank you so much, Helen, for joining us tonight. And to my beloved viewers, thank you for keeping it with us this Thursday. And we look forward to interacting with you next Thursday as we talk issues to do with your health, which is to do with your wealth eventually. Your host again is Dr. Joseph Gavin Nyanzi, host of the Doctalk show, and we look forward to having you again next Thursday. Have a great night and God bless you.
The Doctalk show.
Ha! Bueno, yaba no mojo, yaba no wishi. I don't know. If it is a boy, I'm going to be calling Hakatabaz. The garo ret nyana naza kumani mig. Otio? Ha! Can't any chinkreb. Ay! Riama katutum to. Ay. Essa guazara museu. Otio. E hata no kendo. Sri para que bebia tom. Thank you.
Katoto. Hold on. What about immunization?
No. Nga immunization bossy into zakuchikoro wanji.
Katoto, your son is a citizen of Uganda now. Atogo no mwana witu. Our government has assured that all these essential vaccines, they are free. To assassin.
You mean immunization is free?
Yes. So we have made sure that there are several health center units where you can take Katabazi and he gets essential vaccines. Before Katabazi reaches the age of 13, he will need to receive immunity against polio.
Polio? Whooping cough.
Tetanus, measles.
Yamawe, measles,
hepatitis, influenza. No. The government.